But then they had the battle royal for the opponent versus Punk for Saturday night's main event for the title, and Punk was on color. And let's face it, it was a fucking battle royal. I skipped down to Dominic, LA Knight, AJ Styles, and the Usos. 4 baby faces and a fucking heel. But the Usos are having issues with each other because Jay's looking up to Roman, but Jimmy don't want him to look up to Roman. I got it right, didn't I?
I think you got it exactly right, yeah.
Well, good, because sometimes I still have trouble with which is which on that. But anyway, LA Knight was about to knock Jay off to the floor, but Jimmy saved Jay, which was the second time he'd saved him in the match. And then helped him up, and they double super kicked AJ, and Jimmy dumped AJ. And then LA Knight and Jimmy ended up dangling over the top rope, and Jay came from behind and dumped both of them. So Jimmy saved Jay twice, and then Jay dumped Jimmy along with LA Knight when he had the opportunity. And then Dominic went for the 619 on Jay, but Jay dumped him and won the whole thing. So now, but again, it's all the baby faces. But now we're going to have Punk and Jey Uso, who faced off with each other, after this thing was over with, for the title, which I assume, and one would think, Punk is going to win. Not only because Jay had it long enough to say he had it, but he wasn't, he's the yeet guy, but he wasn't the long-term answer as a world champion or even another short-term. And he and Jimmy have trouble involving their relationship with Roman, so one would think that might play some kind of a part. I've seen people speculate, well, should they turn Jay heel? And with the entrance and the merchandise and the way people like him, I don't see why they would want to do that, but I don't see why that they would want to put him in a position where he's having to wrestle one of the biggest merchandise sellers and the guy that they chant for in the whole company, CM Punk. But here we are. Brian, was there a question there that I asked you?
No.
Well, let me try one.
Yeah, I don't think there was. Was there?
We think Punk needs to win this. We don't need to put the belt back on Jay, do we? Doesn't Punk need to win this for potentially some type of interaction with Heyman's vision at some point soon or something?
Well, let me say this first. I wish Punk wasn't so over, because I'm kind of getting sick of babyface Punk. I'm ready for him to just be evil and do some sick shit and cut some mean promos. But he's super over and you can't change it right now. It'd be stupid. You would think, would be the person set up for the belt. It sets Seth Rollins up for a conundrum if he's still the champion when he comes back, because does he go after the belt and the man he hates in this endless feud, CM Punk? Or does he go right for the bronze and Heyman? I don't think Jey Uso should get the belt again. It's weird. He was world champion just yesterday, and it doesn't even feel like that. It just feels like he kind of went right back to where he was. And I'm not saying that's the wrong place for him to be. However, I think Punk is sometimes more effective chasing than having as a babyface. But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, since they're all interacting on the same show in the same space, I'm wondering if they want to coronate Braun Breaker, if a win over Punk for a major title might not be the way to do it. But I might be getting ahead of myself because they might not be ready to do it then.
Has anyone said how long Rollins is supposed to be out for?
No, but when they say major surgery, one would imagine that at this point in time, WrestleMania would be pushing it.
Did he break his femur? I really don't know. Major surgery. A guy had his brain removed and put back in his head and returned to the ring.
Well, no, but the shoulder reconstruction, we had November, December, January, February, March. Didn't they make WrestleMania later in the year next year?
I think late April. Yeah. Mid to late April.
5.5 months. It may be doable, but they may not know in time to make concrete plans that they feel comfortable with. Who knows?
Do you think Seth Rollins should get stem cell treatment?
No, I think he should leave part of his body to medical science and then the other part to science fiction.